Good morning. It's bulb planting day and I've got some beautiful mixes of tulips, some alliums and daffodils. I have one daffodil. This one I'm gonna plant by my roses. And here I got a trio with a daffodil, a tulip and an allium that I will be planting over by the cabin here. So I'm gonna set these aside. But here in my perennial bed, I am thinking I'm not gonna plant any daffodils, I don't think, because they tend to kind of naturalize and spread quite a lot. And I don't know, maybe I will in the future, but this bed is not finished. So for this year, I'm gonna plant some alliums for just some height. Then I've got this tulip pastel mix with some pastel yellow, pink, purple. Then we got a purple double tulip called Negrita Double. This one was called Triumph Pastel Mix. And then we got Windham, really beautiful. Little bit of purple and pink. And then a yellow one called Avant-Garde, also a double. So this mix I'm gonna plant in here. I've already sorted them by height and like blooming time. And I'm gonna lay them out like this and just put some soil on top. I might have to dig them down just a tiny bit. But we've got some frost, so the ground is pretty hard. These bags are quite solid, so we'll see how it goes. So these Windham, I don't know how to pronounce that. They are the tallest, except for the alliums. I'm kind of gonna do like a circle, I think, because in here I'm gonna plant some shrub or something. So I'm gonna plant the shrub right here. I'm gonna do these purple ones that are next in height. Like 3 right here, 1 over here, and here, and there. The yellow called Avant-Garde. We have 8 bulbs, so I'm gonna put 1 here, and maybe 1 here. And for the alliums, actually maybe I'll do an allium here in the middle, because that will probably be easier to dig out later on. 1 over here. So I'm just gonna take a few of this pastel mix here. Like here I'm gonna plant something next year, so I'll just do a little row by the edge here. I'm gonna use all of them here actually, and that will be really nice. It's gonna be so beautiful here next year. I can't wait. Alright, so I've actually got some left here. The soil is pretty hard. So I think I'm gonna start over here and just dig them out down, and then I can walk on top here and put the soil in. I mean, it's pretty hard. Okay. The tip up.
Rusty fence and cracks and dents, puddles in dried up bones are running wild on this old night, sitting by the traffic light zone. I don't know if I should go.
This is where I'm gonna plant my last alliums, in between these ground cover roses here. They get about 60 to 90 centimeters height. So they're gonna bloom about the same time as these roses here. So it's gonna be really beautiful. Aye. I need to clear everything out today. It's the end of October and I will leave maybe herbs that can manage the cold and like cold hardy crops that I've sown. But otherwise, I think it's time to take most of the plants out. But I'm gonna start with these purple basils here. They are done. I've already harvested actually from them, saved seeds, and I'm making like cuttings that I'm rooting. So I'm glad that I had time to do that before the frost. So I'm just gonna cut them at the base here. I do try to leave all of the roots in if I can. It's not always possible if the plant is really tough like this one. Then I kind of need to take it out by the roots. And I was gonna save seeds from these billheads here. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave them for now and see what they do. I have some celery growing here too, and they can also withstand just a little bit of cold. So I tried so many methods throughout the years with tomato structures, and I don't have a permanent solution yet. Next year I will probably, because this was only temporary. We will have a much nicer like wood trellis here next year. I think my favorite has been like the Florida weave method, because stringing them up like this, they're so tall and like we have a lot of wind, and this twine isn't strong enough to support these tall tomatoes. So the Florida weave worked pretty well. So I think that's what I'm gonna continue with. It's just kind of like one swoop, you know, once in a while. And I had these poles here too for extra support, and I think that worked pretty well when they were small. So this was overall a really successful gardening year, my best so far. But I actually had the least amount of time really to care about the garden. It just thrived on its own. It was like the perfect temperatures and the perfect amount of rain, and I think I planted just enough and diversity. I'm really happy with this year. I mean, it's always a little bit sad to having to put everything down for the winter, but I don't do it until it's like the very last, like when everything is like brown and rotting, and because then it does feel a bit freeing, because it's not very pleasing to look at. We don't have a very long fall here in Sweden. Winter comes pretty fast, the same with spring. It's all about timing. If you want like a fall garden, you need to time it really well, probably even have some sort of cover. I've covered all of my winter sowings, except for the carrots. I'm gonna cut back this oregano too. It will regrow next year. Bumblebees, bees has absolutely loved it. Thyme is usually like the last thing to die. There we go, we have so much oregano here to harvest. Nice. This bed with my snapdragons and pincushion flowers still looks really good. And I have some parsley here too. This summer squash here needs to go. Over here I need to take out my zinnias that are dead, roots and all, because I'm gonna plant my garlic in here. And then I need to come out and cover all of my newly planted shrubs that aren't like strong enough to survive in the winter. So I will be using this bed for planting garlic, and it might not be enough space, so if that's the case I'm gonna plant the rest of the garlic in like another bed. Because here I want to have some vining crops next year, and also in here I'm gonna have a climbing cucumber or something. So I'm gonna have to reserve some space here, and obviously I have a few winter sowings here that I'm not ready to pull, but I do have space right here and like in the middle. And I'm gonna plant them 10 to 15 centimeters deep. So I just grab this, maybe like 15, 15, 15 or something. So 15 deep, 15 between the garlic, and then 15 between the rows. So I can use this because this is probably about 15 centimeters. And the garlics were quite big. I actually never received this big of seed garlic before. I'm gonna start right here, why not? And I'm just gonna make the holes like this. And I have irrigation here, so I try to plant them quite close to the drip here. I think it's really good to have like a guide where you plant things and then adjust it a little bit according to the space that you have. It's not the end of the world if it's 10 or 15 centimeters, you know. Oops, missed one here. So I haven't had the best luck with garlic previous years. I realized that now the seeds, the garlic seeds or the cloves that you get were not this nice that these are. I ordered them a lot earlier this time. Could be a reason, you know, you get the best looking heads, but it could also be a me problem because I planted the garlic in the bed by the cabin and I don't really supervise that. as much and doesn't get much sun, and there's no irrigation, so maybe lack of watering, and yeah, could be multiple different reasons. So I have about 15 or 16. Since I have space here, I'm just gonna plant them here. So now this section, this like third of the bed maybe, I've dedicated now to garlic. So I do have these 5 left here that I was gonna take inside for eating, but I think I might plant them actually. Since these are quite small, I don't need to have as deep of a hole. Oh, and these are all the same variety. I don't know if I mentioned that, but they are Germidor, it's called. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this maybe a little bit shorter video. I don't know actually how it turned out, but it feels so good to have all of the flower bulbs and the garlic planted. So, you know, I'm already prepping for season 2026 and it's so exciting. I feel pretty done for this season or this winter because it's getting colder and colder. I mean, I'm in the beginning of November now that I'm filming this. And I planted all of the spring bulbs and the garlic, and yeah, that always feels like a closing to me. So thank you so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye bye.